Hello. Welcome to the show. My name is Samantha, and welcome to the Bear House podcast. Honestly, first off, if you guys are new to the show, welcome. If you guys are not new, welcome back. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Samantha Burgos, and I am a holistic personal trainer. I help people train their physical body and their energetic bodies. So the Bear House podcast is a space for people to plug into their body, minds, and souls. So on today's episode, I'm going to be talking about mindful ways to stay positive and also stay focused. Tips that I've learned that I actually apply myself, and I also usually include into my programs and stuff. So stay tuned. Now, you guys know I always kind of bring something to drink. Today I have water with some olive extract drops because one, that has a lot of antioxidants and it keeps your skin, hair, and nails on point, if you know what I'm saying. And that's key as fuck, especially that your girl is getting a shitload of sun. I'm just super tan, and like my hair is just getting sun damaged, which I know is possible, but like who would have known? You know what I'm saying? So that's a thing. Also here for the vibes, I'm gonna turn on some sage, make sure you cleanse the air. Creating mindful habits around being positive is something that I think I had naturally, but realized with time that it still requires practice. It's not a thing that just happens overnight, and it's not a thing that is natural or like innate to everyone. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna suffocate with this sage I turned on here. All right, just turn you off or dim it down. All right. So I'm gonna share with you guys some tips that I have, again, that I apply myself, that I've noticed through the years have really been my staples and are things that I always go back to. I don't constantly do all these, but these are things that I pull out when I need to pull out, because I always say that wellness is like you're making a toolbox for yourself, right? So you could operate at your best and you can function at your best. Really, that's what wellness is to me, at least. And this is just one of those things you have in your toolbox, So I always talk about what crystals I have on the show. Today I have tiger's eye. This is for your root chakra. It just grounds you, and I love root chakra stones because I feel like since that is the first chakra, it's very underlooked, and also just is where everything starts, really. Then I also have moonstone, this tiny little stone here, that I feel like is perfect for Scorpio season because it helps emotional stability. It helps with just having more stability in your thoughts and all that stuff. So it's a good one to also have when you're on your PMSing. It helps a lot, at least for me, because I'm a moody ass bitch. Fucking moody. My poor boyfriend, y'all. Anyways, so the first tip I have here in my book, I usually write down the stuff that I want to make sure I get on the podcast. But all right, the first thing that I like to do to like a mindful practice I like to keep, this one is very staple for me, and it's movement. So whether it's I'm going to the gym, whether it's that I'm actually going to go stretch in the morning or stretch in the afternoon or dance, and honestly even like have sex, any kind of physical movement, just to release stagnant energy. Because the thing is that sometimes we get in our thoughts, and those thoughts are what leads to creating negative emotions, or keeps us distracted or whatever. And by moving, you kind of just move that emotion out the way. It's just a way to clear the slate and be present, almost, in a way. But also, again, just move that energy through your body. That's why dancing is such a healing, performing art. But yeah, put on some music, any song you want to hear, lock yourself in a room and have a fucking dance party. I do that all the time here. And it's necessary sometimes. Twerk your ass away. Literally. Do the wild, crazy shit. Drop it low. Hold on to the table and drop it low. Because, after 30, you have to hold on to the table. You may fucking be like that. All right. So that's one thing. And again, yoga is really great for this because it allows you to incorporate breathing and movement together. And same thing with working out. You know, it's like a triple. We call it golpe, obviously, in Dominican terms, which is like you have the mango, egg, cheese, and salami. But that's why I feel like working out is. Like, you just have like a combi, like a whole combination. And it's like you're gaining muscle strength, you know, you're burning fat, you're breathing deeply, and you're moving stagnant energy. I think that's going to be a win for me. That's going to be a winner for me. For sure. That's one. All right. And then the next one is choosing positivity, really, and / gratitude. So I know for a lot of people, this is a lot easier said than done, but picking your emotions are like, you choose your emotions. They're like picking clothes in the morning. Like, you can pick your outfit for the day, right? But you can also pick your emotions for the day. And I do that by setting intentions in the morning. I like to write down what I want from the day, what I expect to happen today in a way, what I'm calling in, you know, kind of like prayer in a way, just to put me on the right vibe. Because I feel like in the morning, especially the first 30 minutes or hour, are so impressionable, you know, that if something goes wrong, it could really, really trigger the rest of your day. But if you just take out like literally 2 minutes, it could be once you wake up, you lay in bed and just say, you know, I call in lots of peace, lots of gratitude. I call in like, you know, whatever you need that day, you call it in. And I think another easy way to get in a really positive mood is gratitude, making a gratitude journal. Like, usually my journaling, I always include a few things I'm grateful for, because it's just, it leads you in that direction. You know, I look at positivity and like thoughts, right? Like, let's say they're like on a little, what do you call that? Like a little meter, right? Like, you know how like the gas thing, it has like the empty and the full. Like, that's how your thoughts are, right? So it could be like on the negative side of the spectrum, or like all the way in the positive side, right? And I feel like just by doing gratitude, like, you're moving that knob over and you're forcing it almost to go that way. And that's kind of like just practice. You're practicing, and that's what you need to do. Because you could, I'm not saying like, for me, for example, like, my life isn't perfect, right? I have ups and downs, like, I'm human, right? But I can say that 99% of the time I'm really positive. And it's not because, you know, my life is great or perfect or I'm exactly where I want to be. I mean, yeah, but also it's because I choose to look at those things, right? Like, that's why there's so much, you know, people with money or success or things that we consider success, right, as a society, and they're fucking miserable. Like, they're not choosing to see the things they have, and that's gratitude. So this is something that I actually started doing from that book, The Magic, I think it's called. I think I have it over here, but it's called Magic. And this book, is it called Magic? I'll look later. I'll include it here somewhere. But it makes you write a gratitude list every single day. It's a book I really recommend. It's a book that I think truly changed my life. It's part of those people that write The Secret, and it's changed a lot for me, because really it's all, everything in life is perspective, you know? So it's a really, really good book. I really recommend it. Then the next thing I have is my food intake. So what that means for me, making sure I'm getting enough food, enough carbs, right? Enough for my body, enough for what my health goal is, right? And also enough for my body to actually function, you know, carbs, and that, you know, a lot of vegetables are carbs. So when I say carbs, I don't mean like pasta and rice. I mean like heavy carbs, like example, like grains. You can have proteins, like beans have a lot of carbs in them. Vegetables like sweet potato, plantains, all those starchy vegetables have carbs, you know. Oatmeal, yeah, those things, they have carbs. And honestly, your body needs that to like function. Like, it's like the gas for the car, so it needs it. So I always make sure I get enough food for the day. And also I make sure that I eat as clean as I can, and I do my best, right? Like this morning I got donuts because I wanted donuts. I'm PMSing, fuck. You know, like, I wanted donuts. But I also went to Whole Foods and got veggies for my juicer to juice. And I actually ended up eating, you know, I ended up like juicing my veggies and having that first before even having my donut. And that wasn't even intentional, but like I just really make an effort to do my best every day. Like every day's a new beginning, you know. If I ate shit yesterday, doesn't mean I have to eat shit today. Like I can, you know, like that happened, yes, but let's keep going, you know. So the thing is that the reason why I'm so big on this is obviously because, you know, I'm plant-based and it's more of a lifestyle for me at this point. But I will say, guys, like there are times that, you know, like especially when we were moving, me and my boyfriend, like we were eating shit because I didn't have time to cook, you know, and like we were in a new place, we didn't really know much, so we just like would get like whatever food from outside, you know. And even though they were still like plant-based foods or whatever, you don't feel good. Like you don't feel good when you don't eat, you know, when you, especially when you get used to being like on a very nutrient dense diet, it's hard to not feel that way. So you know what it feels like to feel good, you know. And I think we all have those moments in our lives where we're being healthier and we know what it feels like to feel good, and to feel clear-minded, to feel with energy, to feel all those things. And we know we're not, and a lot of it has to do with food, you know. So just make sure you're getting food that one, you know, you are actually consuming and enjoying, that you're enjoying what you're eating, but also with the thought of, you know, what would my best self be eating, right? When I feel good, what am I eating? So just being conscious of your vegetables and your nutrients and stuff. Okay. Then the fourth one I would say is review my goals. And what I do with that is that I just have, like, on the back of this book, actually, in the back, I have a list of the things that I want to achieve, you know, like my goals in a way for like the month. And they could be anything, you know, kind of things I'm calling in for that month, like manifesting. I usually do it around the new moon, more or less. And yeah, so I read that in the mornings, and after I journal, I go to the back, I read it. When I midday, and if I remember, I read it. If I go again, you know, like before I go to bed, if I have my book, I read it, just to like keep that present, you know. Especially for me, like I get distracted really easy, and my focus is like borderline non-existent. So I mean, I fucking have like a fidget toy, like I'm yeah. So I always try to like not derail, you know. I want to stay back on track, and I feel like especially when you're an entrepreneur and you work for yourself, you don't have like those team meetings, you know. You don't have someone saying, oh, like, you know, hey, we're gonna check in here. You can create those systems for you, but no one's gonna hold you accountable like you're gonna hold yourself accountable, you know. So and also like it's just a self-accountability system, I feel like, is by doing this. You could also do that by making a vision board too. Like having a vision board is a great way to do it, where you have it like by your bed when you wake up in the morning, or in your office space, or somewhere that you look at often. And just have a like a regular vision board. YouTube has a bunch of tutorials on those. You can do, Pinterest does too. So and then I take a picture of that and I put it on the back of my phone, and I'm looking at my goals all the time, because sadly nowadays we're on our phone like on the reg. So that's that. And then also, I think the last one, but also very important, on a body level, is like on a physical level, because you know, those, I think some are very energetical, but also on the physical level, is my supplements. I'm really big on this, and like I spend a lot of my money on literally my health, because I want to be well, you know. So, and not saying that every supplement has to be expensive, because they're not, you know, but based on the quality you want of the supplement, obviously that's what's going to cost you, you know what I'm saying? So I honestly, these are supplements that I should make an episode on supplements that I love. Okay, so I love probiotics. That keeps my gut health healthy, that keeps my immune system healthy, that keeps me feeling good, keeps me pooping well, keeps me going, you know what I'm saying? So that's very important. Another one is vitamin D. I will link, actually I want to have a Amazon store where I just like I show you guys like what supplements I use and recommend, because that's what I like. But again, you don't have to buy them, the ones I like, but just an idea. But D3 is such an important vitamin. It's so key to your emotional health. Like people that are depressed, they usually give them like D3 and vitamin B, and it solves a lot of things, because it's something that your body doesn't really make on its own, and we usually get it from the sun. So I feel like I'm getting plenty of it here in Miami, but in New York, I definitely in the winter, fall, those seasons, I really had to take the vitamin D3. So I'll again link it in my, well, I'll put it in my little Amazon store. One of my friends, Ariana, shout out to her. She's a badass bitch, y'all. She told me today, she's like, hey, like, by the way, she has the best business. Her business is so fucking cool. Check her out. I'll link her below too. But she's like, hey, why don't you make a store? I'm like, girl, you're right. I should make a store. So I'm making a store. But yeah, and besides that, vitamin B12, that's key as fuck, whether you're vegan or not. And people like to downplay it and make it like, oh, if you're vegan, you need B12. Yes, you know, like meat has B12, but are you really getting quality meat all the time? You see where I'm going with this? So B12 has a lot to do with your mood and your energy levels, like by far. So I would definitely recommend a B12 supplement. You take that daily, and it keeps your mind also sharp. You know, I've noticed that when I'm off with my B12, I have like brain fog. So yeah, definitely, you know, that's a big one for me. Also, magnesium at night. I've noticed that for me, that lets me get a great like deep sleep. Also helps me recover faster. And also magnesium is one of those supplements that again, like we use for almost like 90% of the like reactions that happen in our body uses magnesium. And yeah, so we need that. And actually magnesium is really good for our immune system as well, because they help our body. I forgot what it was, but it's really good for our immune system. Also, the last one I would say is my staple for God knows how long, but green powder. I always use like a green vitamin nutrient powder. Right now I'm using Athletic Greens. I'll put it in the show notes. It's a little pricey, but it's quality shit. And I promise you, after like 2 months of doing this consistently, you will feel such a difference in your digestive system, your energy, and all that shit. Because I do, you know, I'm not perfect, like I said, so I have times that I fall off of it for 3 or 4 days, and I get back on and I'm like, oh, why'd I leave? So yeah, I use Athletic Greens right now, but you can use some like Green Vibrant. You can use some like Amazing Grass. Again, I'll have these all in my store, but those are really good ones too. So, you know, yeah, just make sure the ingredients, the green and the vegetables, everything is coming from food. Like it's not, you know, processed. It's like actually coming from vegetables and fruits and stuff. Okay. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Again, so I'm not sure if I mentioned it earlier, but my Patreon for the Bear House is officially up. So in there, we'll be having meditations, stretches, we'll be having one-on-ones, we're having a bunch of events in there. So I will link it below as well. But you guys can join for whatever tier you want to join for. And I'm super excited about this because I feel like it's a place where I get to really connect with you guys on a deeper level. And we get to work together. You know, I'm planning to have like a whole, what's that called? Like just a list, like a whole thing of different types of things you can do for certain chakras. It's gonna be super exciting. I'm fucking excited. But anyways, I'll link that below, and yeah, I'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for listening.